Welcome. Tonight, I invite you to take a quiet moment for yourself. As the world slows down and the night unfolds, your mind is ready to rest, but did you know it can also learn while you sleep? Sleep is more than just a pause from the day. It is a time when your brain quietly sorts through everything you have experienced, storing memories and organizing thoughts. And if we guide it gently, it can even help you remember new words, phrases, and ideas in English. In the next half hour, we will explore the fascinating science of memory and sleep. You will learn simple ways to make the night work for your learning, ways that are calm, gentle, and effective. There is no rush, just small, steady steps that can help your English grow, quietly and naturally, as you rest. So, find a comfortable seat, or lie down if you prefer. Let your mind relax. Together, we will discover how the night itself can become a teacher, and how your brain can become your most patient and persistent learning companion. Our brain is an amazing and quiet companion. Every day, it works without pause, noticing things, storing experiences, and helping us understand the world. One of its most important jobs is memory, the ability to hold on to what we see, hear, and do. But memory is not just one simple thing. In fact, there are different types of memory, each with its own purpose. First, there is short-term memory. You can think of it like a small notebook you carry with you during the day. In this notebook, you quickly jot down small things you need to remember for a little while. It could be a new English word you just heard, the number of a friend's house, or a sentence you want to say. But just like a small notebook, it can only hold so much. If we don't do something with what's in it, the information may fade away, almost like mist disappearing in the morning sun. Then there is long-term memory, which is very different. This is more like a large, quiet library. In this library, information is stored carefully and safely, ready for you to access whenever you need it. Long-term memory is where all the important things go, the words you learn in English, the songs you remember, the skills you practice over and over again. This library is vast, and the more you use it, the stronger and more organized it becomes. Not all memories are the same. Some memories are about facts and knowledge, things like English vocabulary, grammar rules, or the meaning of a new word. Other memories are about skills, the way you speak English, how you write a sentence, or how you understand a conversation. The brain treats these two types differently, using special pathways for each. Facts and knowledge are stored carefully, like books on a shelf. Skills are stored through practice, like learning to play a musical instrument. Your brain remembers the motions and patterns, almost like muscle memory. Every time we learn something new, something small happens inside our brain. Tiny connections are made between neurons, the special cells that carry messages in your brain. You can imagine these connections as delicate threads, linking new ideas to things you already know. The more we practice, the stronger these threads become, forming a kind of web that holds knowledge together. This is where sleep becomes so important. Sleep is not just a pause from learning, it is an active, quiet time when your brain organizes everything you experienced during the day. Think of it like a gentle librarian moving through your library at night. This librarian carefully takes the small notebook from your short-term memory and decides which pages to copy into the big library of long-term memory. Words, phrases, and skills are gently placed in their proper spots, so that tomorrow, you can find them quickly and easily. During sleep, the brain goes through cycles. Some stages are deep and quiet, perfect for strengthening memories. Other stages are lighter, where your brain can replay experiences, connecting new ideas to old knowledge. Even dreams, as strange as they sometimes feel, are part of this process. They help the brain process emotions, organize thoughts, and reinforce what is important. When it comes to learning English, this process is very powerful. Every new word you read, every sentence you hear, and every phrase you practice during the day has the potential to grow stronger while you sleep. Even without consciously trying, your brain reviews these words quietly, like soft whispers in the background of your mind. Over time, this gentle reinforcement can make remembering new words easier, speaking more natural, and understanding English smoother. It is helpful to picture memory as a garden. Each word or skill you learn is a seed. During the day, you plant these seeds carefully, giving attention and focus. At night, during sleep, your brain waters these seeds gently, nurturing them to grow roots and sprout. With regular care, the garden flourishes, filled with words, phrases, and knowledge that stay with you for a long time. Memory is also personal. Each person's brain builds its library in its own way. Some words may take longer to settle into long-term memory. Some skills may need more practice. And that is perfectly okay. The key is patience and consistency. By understanding how memory works and respecting the quiet work your brain does at night, learning becomes less stressful and more natural. So tonight, as you rest, think of your brain as your quiet companion, always learning, always growing. Treat each word you learn gently, give it a place in your mind, and allow the night to help it grow. With this calm, steady approach, English can become part of your long-term memory, ready to be used whenever you need it. Sleep is a natural and essential part of life. It is not just a pause from the day or a time to rest the body. Sleep is also a time when the brain works quietly, carefully, and very gently to strengthen memory and learning. Understanding the role of sleep can help you see why it is so important for learning English, or any skill at all. Sleep is not one single state. It has different stages, each with its own special purpose. There is deep sleep, a calm and quiet stage. This is when the body is fully at rest, and the brain is busy organizing the information we have collected during the day. Deep sleep is especially important for strengthening memory. It is here that new words, phrases, and knowledge are stored securely in the brain's long-term library. Then there is REM sleep, or rapid eye movement sleep. This is the stage when we dream. REM sleep might feel mysterious, but it plays a very important role in processing emotions and experiences. Dreams allow the brain to connect new learning with what we already know. They help us make sense of what we felt, saw, and heard during the day. Together, deep sleep and REM sleep create a balance, gently reinforcing learning while also caring for our mental and emotional well-being. Scientists have studied how sleep affects memory. Their findings are clear: people who get good, uninterrupted sleep remember more than those who do not. Even if you spend hours studying during the day, without proper sleep, much of the information may not be stored efficiently. Sleep acts like a gentle librarian, moving through the brain at night, carefully taking each word, each phrase, and each new idea and placing it in the right place. Words that were once fragile and easily forgotten are strengthened, ready to be recalled the next day. When you learn English, this process is especially valuable. Each new word, each sentence you hear, or each phrase you practice can be reinforced during sleep. Your brain replays these experiences quietly, linking new words to memories and knowledge you already have. Over time, this quiet repetition can make recalling words easier and speaking English more natural. The timing of sleep also matters. The first half of the night is rich in deep sleep. This is the stage that is most effective at consolidating facts and knowledge, including vocabulary. The second half of the night has more REM sleep, which strengthens emotional understanding and creative thinking. Together, these stages ensure that learning is both secure and flexible, so that your mind can use words and phrases naturally in conversation. Sleep also supports the brain's ability to focus and learn. When you wake up after a good night's rest, your attention is sharper, your thinking is clearer, and your ability to remember new information improves. This is why studying before sleep can be particularly effective. Words you review in the evening are fresh in your mind, ready for the brain to organize while you rest. Small efforts before bed can be surprisingly powerful when combined with a good night's sleep. Even subtle routines can make a difference. Calm environments, gentle lighting, and quiet moments before sleep signal to your brain that it is time to rest and learn. Avoiding distractions like screens or loud noises allows your brain to enter deep sleep more easily. Once it does, the librarian inside your mind begins its work, carefully, slowly, and without stress, ensuring that learning is preserved and strengthened. In a way, sleep is a silent partner in learning. You may not notice it while it happens, but its effects are profound. Words become easier to remember, phrases flow more naturally, and the ability to speak and understand English improves gradually over time. Learning is no longer only about effort during the day, it is about giving your brain the chance to work quietly at night. So tonight, as you rest, remember that sleep is not just a break. It is a time when your brain nurtures the words, phrases, and ideas you have learned. With each night of calm, undisturbed sleep, your mind becomes stronger, more organized, and more ready to help you use English with confidence. Sleep is your gentle teacher, your patient helper, and your quiet companion in the journey of learning. Learning English is a journey, and the night can become a quiet, helpful companion along the way. There are simple steps you can take to guide your brain to remember new words and phrases while you rest. These steps are gentle, easy, and require only a few minutes of calm focus each night. With consistency, your learning can continue quietly while you sleep, almost like magic, but really it is the natural work of your brain. The first technique is review before sleep. Before you lie down, spend a few minutes reading a small number of words, phrases, or sentences in English. You might choose 5 or 10 new words that you want to remember. Say them quietly to yourself, or even whisper them softly. You can also read a short paragraph from a book or listen to a calm English story. The key is to keep it gentle and focused, without rushing. By reviewing in this quiet moment, you prepare your brain to store these words more effectively during sleep. Even just 10 to 15 minutes before bed can make a difference. Think of it as planting seeds in the soil of your mind. These seeds are small words and phrases, and your brain will water them at night, nurturing them into stronger memory. You do not need to overwhelm yourself with long lists or difficult grammar rules. Small, consistent steps are far more effective than trying to do everything at once. Another technique is sleep audio. This can be as simple as playing a calm recording of English words, phrases, or short stories while you drift off to sleep. The volume should be low, just enough for your brain to notice without disturbing your rest. Sleep audio works best when it is gentle, slow, and relaxing. Your brain is highly receptive to information during light sleep, and the quiet sounds of words and sentences can help reinforce what you have learned. Some people worry that sleep audio might interrupt rest. In fact, when chosen carefully, it can enhance the natural learning process. The goal is not to force the brain to study, but to provide a calm background, reminding it of words and phrases you reviewed earlier. Over time, your mind begins to recognize these words more easily and recall them more naturally during the day. Caffeine and heavy meals close to bedtime can also interfere with the natural learning process. Caffeine keeps the brain alert when it should be relaxing. Heavy meals make your body work hard digesting, leaving less energy for your brain to focus on memory consolidation. By avoiding these before sleep, you give your brain the perfect conditions to quietly organize and store information. One simple, effective practice is to write down new words before sleeping. Take a small notebook and list 5 to 10 words you learned today. You don't need to write a long essay or complicated sentences. Just seeing the words on paper helps your mind notice them and prepare to remember. Writing is a gentle reminder to the brain, creating an extra thread linking the word to memory. Even the simple act of writing calmly can signal to your mind that these words are important. Next, repeat a few key phrases quietly in your mind. You might imagine yourself using them in real situations, greeting someone, describing a scene, or telling a short story. Keep your repetitions calm and soft. There is no need to rush or strain. This mental rehearsal reinforces connections between words, phrases, and meaning. Your brain appreciates this gentle repetition and strengthens memory while you drift off to sleep. Night learning is not magic. It is science, guided by the natural rhythm of your brain. During sleep, your brain is working quietly, strengthening connections, organizing knowledge, and weaving new words into long-term memory. You do not need to consciously force it. Even when you are unaware, your mind is active in subtle, powerful ways. This gentle work continues throughout the night, quietly helping you remember English words and phrases. Consistency matters more than intensity. Small efforts every night are far more effective than long, stressful study sessions. By practicing calm review, gentle repetition, and quiet visualization before sleep, you create a rhythm that your brain can rely on. Over time, you will notice small improvements. Words that once slipped away will stay longer, phrases will come more naturally, and understanding will deepen. Each night, your mind quietly reinforces what you have learned during the day, slowly building a stronger, more confident command of English. You can also combine multiple techniques to enhance learning. For example, after writing down new words, you can imagine each word in a mental image or place it in a memory palace in your mind. Listen to calm English audio or soft stories as you relax in bed. Each of these practices supports the brain's natural ability to consolidate memory. They do not overwhelm or stress your mind, but instead work gently alongside the quiet, restorative processes of sleep. It is important to remember that learning at night is a gradual, gentle process. There will be times when some words feel harder to remember, or when you notice little improvement. This is natural. Your brain is selective, carefully choosing which connections to strengthen first. Trust the process. Nighttime learning is not about instant results, it is about patient, quiet progress. Another key aspect is mindfulness and calm focus. As you prepare for sleep, take a few slow breaths. Let go of the day's tension. Think calmly about the words you learned, the phrases you practiced, or the sentences you read. This gentle focus helps guide your brain to the information that matters most. Your mind is like a quiet garden, with calm attention and patience, what you plant and nurture will grow steadily. Over weeks and months, this practice becomes a rhythm, almost like a ritual. The brain begins to anticipate this calm period, understanding that it is time to strengthen knowledge and organize memory. Words learned today are quietly stored tonight. Sentences you practiced are reinforced while you rest. Speaking, understanding, and recalling English becomes easier, more natural, and more confident. So tonight, and every night, give your mind the gift of calm preparation. Review a few words, repeat a few phrases, and trust the quiet work your brain will do. Avoid distractions, create a peaceful environment, and let sleep become a partner in your learning. Night learning is simple, gentle, and backed by science. It is a patient process, quietly shaping your memory and strengthening your ability to use English over time. Remember, small nightly steps are powerful. Each calm effort adds to what your brain can remember. Each night, your mind becomes stronger, more organized, and more ready to help you grow in English. Sleep is not just rest. It is a gentle, scientific teacher, guiding your learning while you dream. Night learning is gentle, patient, and consistent. Unlike rushed study sessions during the day, it allows your brain to quietly work in the background, strengthening connections, organizing memories, and making words and phrases easier to recall. Over time, this calm and steady process brings real, lasting progress. As you practice small steps each night, you may begin to notice subtle changes. Words you once struggled to remember start to come to mind effortlessly. Phrases you repeated quietly before bed begin to feel natural in sentences. Your ability to understand English improves slowly but steadily, almost as if your brain is quietly tuning itself while you sleep. This progress may seem small at first, but over weeks and months, it compounds into meaningful improvement. One of the greatest benefits of nighttime learning is confidence. As your memory strengthens and your understanding deepens, speaking English becomes easier and more natural. You may notice that sentences flow more smoothly, vocabulary comes to mind without effort, and your comprehension improves. This confidence is built gradually, quietly, and reliably, a reflection of the steady work your brain does each night. Night learning also teaches an important lesson about patience and consistency. Learning English is not about instant results or overnight mastery. It is about gentle, repeated effort, day after day, night after night. Each calm review, each soft repetition, each small visualization before sleep contributes to the growth of your knowledge. Small steps may feel insignificant in the moment, but they build a foundation that becomes stronger and stronger over time. Another benefit is the flexibility of your brain. Your brain is not fixed or limited, it is highly adaptable. With gentle practice, it can continue to form new connections, store new words, and improve your ability to recall and use English. Night learning takes advantage of this flexibility, allowing your mind to grow without stress or pressure. Even when you rest, your brain is quietly working to help you learn. Nighttime practice also supports long-term habits of learning. By creating a calm nightly routine, reviewing a few words, listening to soft English audio, imagining phrases, or repeating sentences quietly, you train your mind to associate the night with gentle learning. Over time, this becomes a habit that is both soothing and productive. Sleep and learning work together, and your mind begins to anticipate these moments of calm, quiet focus. Remember, the journey of learning English is not a race. It is a slow, steady path, guided by small, intentional steps. Night learning allows you to move along this path without stress, without pressure, and without forcing your mind. It is a practice that respects the natural rhythm of your brain, giving it time to consolidate knowledge, strengthen memory, and support comprehension. Over months of calm practice, you will notice meaningful changes. Words once forgotten become familiar. Sentences you struggled with before begin to flow naturally. Your understanding deepens, and your confidence grows. The small, nightly efforts you make are like gentle waves, gradually shaping the shore of your mind, creating lasting and reliable knowledge. Finally, remember that gentle practice is powerful. Your brain is ready to learn, even while you rest. By respecting the natural rhythm of sleep, creating calm habits, and practicing consistently, you can steadily improve your English. Night learning is more than just a method, it is a patient companion, guiding you quietly, supporting your growth, and helping you achieve your goals with calm, consistent effort. Tonight, as you prepare to rest, trust in this process. Allow your brain to work quietly, gently reinforcing what you have learned. With patience, consistency, and calm focus, your memory will strengthen, your understanding will deepen, and your ability to use English will grow. Small steps each night become big changes over time, and the journey of learning becomes both peaceful and rewarding. Tonight, as you prepare to rest, remember that learning does not have to be stressful or rushed. Even a small step can make a difference. Take a few moments to read a few words, listen to a short English story, or quietly repeat a phrase in your mind. These gentle actions signal to your brain that this information is important, and your mind will quietly continue to work while you sleep. Think of sleep as your ally in learning. While your body rests, your brain is active in a calm, organized way. It strengthens connections, organizes knowledge, and stores words and phrases so that you can recall them more easily tomorrow. You are giving your mind the perfect conditions to grow, and each night becomes a small, peaceful step toward improvement. Consistency is more important than intensity. You do not need to spend hours studying or force yourself to memorize long lists of words. A calm, focused 10 to 15 minutes before bed is enough to create meaningful change over time. Small steps every night accumulate, quietly building your memory, understanding, and confidence in English. As you practice these steps, notice how your brain responds. Words may start to feel familiar, sentences may flow more smoothly, and understanding may come more naturally. Celebrate these small moments of progress, knowing that they are part of a larger journey. Growth is gentle, patient, and steady. Night learning allows you to move forward without stress, supporting your brain in a natural and calm way. I encourage you to share your experience with others. Reflect on the words you remembered, the phrases you practiced, or the calm routines that worked best for you. Each night brings a new opportunity to grow, and each small practice strengthens your brain's ability to learn. Finally, trust the process. Your brain is flexible, capable, and ready to learn, even while you rest. By taking calm, consistent steps, you can improve your English in a gentle, sustainable way. Let the night become a teacher, a companion, and a quiet helper. Allow your mind to rest, focus, and grow. Tonight, try one small step. Read, listen, or imagine English words and phrases. Let your mind quietly absorb them. Sleep is not only rest, it is learning, organization, and growth. With calm practice, patience, and consistency, your English can improve while you dream, one night at a time.